It's going to go everywhere. Oh yes. Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a tour. I'm down on the pontoon with my daughter and we're going to be doing a tour of the Bayliner on the outside of the boat. Last video we did me doing a sleepover, which was freezing cold, as you probably saw. So you'll see here the state of the boat is it definitely needs a clean up. Don't worry about all that mould and moss and greenery on the boat. It does get like that down on the river at winter time, but it's easily cleaned off. It's just demonstrating the pontoon there is absolutely slippery as heck. It's not even icy, so you've got to make sure that you're stepping on the green grid part of the pontoon. So we're going to board the boat, do a quick tour of everything else, and then I'll show you the engine. We're going to get the engine started as well. It hasn't been started for a few months, so I'll get that started and we'll see you on board. Good afternoon, I'm down on the boat again. I came down to bring my heater down so that we don't have an incident like we did the other night where I nearly froze to death. Obviously got my bedding is all made up still in the bed, and this is my little heater. It's about 800 watts, I think, 950 watts, there you go. But that should heat up the cabin nicely. Down here with my daughter, got to bring the fam down, get them involved, and I thought we'd start the engine up. So I'm going to do a quick tour of the upper deck. So this will be a very short video because it's absolutely freezing down here. So here we have the helm, which has got loads of mould all around the steering wheel. Let me just put my mic on so you can hear me better. So we're going to try and get the engine started now. I wanted to show you the solar panel, which is over here. Get this over. This canopy's all frozen. So that's a 50 watt solar panel in there. Wiring going back down the side of the boat and goes into the engine compartment, which I will show you now. Okay, so down here. Oh, I do need the keys. Let's turn the electrics on. Now I haven't got shore power hooked up. And the shore power is done with this cable here, which goes into this socket down here. That's it all plugs into there, and then this is a really nice long lead which goes right up to that barge there, or the electrics go on there. But it's a bit dicey climbing up the pontoon trying to plug it all in, so we're going to do it all on 12 volt. So this is the engine. Not flooded. I had a weird dream the other night that I was completely flooded, so luckily we're okay. So that's the engine that was rebuilt, as I said the other day. 4.3 Mercruiser, and it's about a 180 horsepower. Sorry, yeah, 4.3, 180 horsepower. That kicks out. So yeah, once this boat really goes, it'll go probably a good 30 miles an hour. Anyway, so we're going to turn the fuel on down here, which is that one there. Get the electrics on like that. And I'll just borrow the camera. I've got a little charge controller down there on top of the batteries, the blue device there. That's linked to where my solar comes in. It's showing at 12.8 because there is sun, but it's not direct onto the panel, and I've only got one battery in there at the moment, so I'm hoping it's charged because I did have it on power the other day. So right, I think what we'll do is get the leg down. So we have to put the prop down, which is, so the prop is there. Just hold that down. There goes the prop. That will go down right the way down to the bottom. I think that's down. I think that's all the way down. Okay. So now what we'll do is get the blowers on. There's some blowers underneath in the engine and just blow out any fuel residue, like fumes, so that when I spark the engine it doesn't blow up on me. I've never had it, well, obviously never blown up on me before. It's a silly thing to say, wasn't it? Luckily. You're supposed to put that on for about 4 minutes, but I've got the lid open And to be honest, you know, it's cold. There's not going to be. It's not like it's really warm. And there's loads of expanded fumes and stuff, so it should be fine. Right, let's get the engine started. So what we do is we take it out of gear by pushing this, and that just like has it in neutral now, so that when I start it, it doesn't go flying off. And then we give the boat a start. Now usually the battery's a bit flat, so we'll have to give it a go. Let's pump some fuel in. Yeah, battery's not going to go. Just not enough voltage. Oh, here he goes, here he goes. Here he goes. Yeah, always does that. Loves to stall. So a couple of times and then we'll get this going. So the rev counter does kind of work. We've got a little spidder. There he is. I woke him up. So I will need to top up with some fuel at some point. I don't know how much fuel I've had in there, but I haven't put fuel in for about 2 years. It's been at half a tank for ages. I will need to top it up if I take it out. So there we have it. The engine's nicely started, ticking over nicely. I'll get that down to idle and we'll warm it up to get it up to temperature, and then we've got the engine there, nice and smooth. If you can hear me over the engine, hopefully it's all good. The pop's doing okay. Oh, it's gonna stall. Wow, every time. Just needs warming up properly. That's the issue. So up on board we have, most importantly, I've got my walking sticks, which I needed. I brought those down the other night, didn't use them. Most importantly, we have a drinks holder, which was an absolute deal breaker for the there's a spider in there. Deal breaker for buying a boat. That was my daughter's idea. And then we've got the radio installed in there. Sorry about the angle. Radio installed, all works. And then we've got the antenna there off the back. Gives a really good range through to like port control when we're out and about. Let's just come back down off there. Now that there is a emergency cut-off, which you're supposed to have a little lanyard that goes onto there and attaches to your belt. So when you're motoring, I mean, it doesn't really matter now, when you're motoring, if you hit something and then flew out of the boat for some reason, you would want the boat to cut out. So that's what would happen, is if you went flying and the pilot goes from the helm, or captain, what do you call it, captain, pilot, the driver, it disappears from the helm, then you want the boat to stop and not be mashed up by the propellers, to put it finally. Then we've got a Garmin fish finder here with more charts on there. It's all good, flashing on the screen there. Depth sounder's a little bit tricky, doesn't really work very well. I think I need that looking at, which I'll have to do next time I get the boat out, but generally works all right. The map is not accurate because this river is a tidal river. It changes the map layout of the river changes, so sometimes it will look like you're motoring across marsh and grass, and that's because the river layout has changes every year. The sand all moves, all the sandbanks move. So I'm just going to get this down to idle now. Engine's ticking over nicely. So yeah, I don't generally use the power on the boat from the battery, because I haven't got another leisure battery for the boat. Normally I'd have two set up, so one for the engine and then one for the radio and other bits and pieces and lighting, but I don't use that, so I haven't drained it. And that solar panel, the 50-watt solar panel there, keeps things going fine, keeps it all charged up, which is really good. So you know, it just shows, because it takes a hell of a kick from the battery to start this engine, big old engine. It's like one of those old truck engines, you know. So it does take a big boost from the battery to get it started. So steering's all working, all power steering. Don't know if you can hear that. Power steering's working nice. We've got windlass, which is on here, and then right at the front we've got, right down there on the nose, you've got an anchor. The windlass all works. There's a big hefty motor in there, draws a lot of power, so you'd only want to have that running when the engine's running. And that's pretty much it. I've got a compass there, which does fall off. It's all a bit naff. It's supposed to have a light on it, but it does work. When it's actually on there, it does work. Oh, engine's gone again. Yeah, engine really needs warming up, so we'll start it up again. Get it up to temperature, give it a good run. It hasn't had a run for a good few months, so yeah, it's going to be a pain, isn't it, today? Plenty of fuel in there, although these gauges, I wouldn't trust these gauges. The speed gauge doesn't work, and to be honest, the speed gauge never seems to work on these kind of boats for some reason. But the rev counter works. Sometimes it's a bit temperamental, you have to tap it, but I think that sounds like about 2,000 revs per minute, and that's what it's showing. So Spider seems to agree. Oil, temperature are all good there, it's about halfway. The voltmeter doesn't really read exactly what the voltage is, I don't think, but at least the battery's charging now. We're off the engine, which is the idea. Yeah, we're getting up to temperature. So what was happening before was, when I first bought the boat, the temperature, when I'd run the boat like this on idle, temperature would go way up to like 250, 300 degrees, or over 250 degrees C. And it was just way too warm. It shouldn't have been happening like that. Whereas now, when I idle it nicely like this and get it up to temperature, Spider's really happy. Look, it gets up to just over, well, up to 150, 175, which is about right, sort of midway, and it's just what you want. But that's since it's been rebuilt. When it originally bought the boat, the engine was just absolutely knackered, even though it got me out to the Varn, as I said in the last video, which was about 14 miles off of Dover. It all went wrong on the way back. So I'm hoping to take this out on some big trips soon. Certainly up the river, and gradually increase the length of time I'm going out. And I think I might even try for a channel crossing and head to France for an overnighter at some point before I sell it. I think that'd be really good fun. It's just once bitten, twice shy. When I went out there before in the Varn, it all broke down. It was all very stressful. Luckily, I sort of had a little bit of money in the bank, so I wasn't too concerned about charges for being towed back in and stuff like that. But now, with finances not being in the same place as it was before, I wouldn't want this to break down. But then we've got the lifeboats, that's what they're there for at the end of the day. And the motor is a brand new motor, so we should be alright. Not that I want to be lackadaisical about it, but I think I just need to be a bit more daring with it, and that's what we're going to do. Anyway, I'm going to warm the engine up, and I'm going to get a quick brew on, check the cabin, and then I think we'll leave it there for the moment. I'll be back with you in a sec. Right, so I'm just going to pass the camera over to my glamorous cameraman. There she is. Thank you. My daughter Mel. And let's get this engine off. Right, so that's on idle now, and that's ticking over lovely. So that's what we want. And most of the time when I'm travelling up the river is what I'd be on, pretty much just idle like that. So you put it in gear, and even when you're going in reverse, well, reverse, you just literally just give it little bursts, which I'll show you another time. I've got my fishing rod rocket launchers there, where you put your fishing rods in. I'll put those on shortly after we got the boat. And that little wooden bit there at the back is for an outboard, but there's no way I get an outboard off of here because I haven't got a transom. I haven't got a transom to put it on, so never mind. Right, so let's cut this out now. And what we have to do is cut this out, cut the electrics off before I take the throttle right back. Because if I take it right back, it'll kind of be almost in gear, which we don't want. So we're going to do that. Turn the engine off, get the blowers off, and then bring the leg back up. You can probably just see the leg coming up there from the... That's it. Brought the prop up. And then... Okay, apologies for lighting, but it is daylight. I'll show you what I mean with this. You'll love this hatch here. So if I open this up now, just to get a bit of air, let's do that. Usually, you get lots of lovely spiders come down from the side. There we are. There's one little baby there. Oh, where's all the false widows in when you need them on cue? That's quite good actually. So yeah, that's the view from the porthole, from the hatch. I mean, pretty beautiful. Look forward to taking her out soon. Tide's low, so we wouldn't be able to take her out now anyway. Because further down the river, it'll be barely coming in off the sea, so you'll end up with just gravel. But it floods in fairly quickly. Right, let's get a brewski on with the alcohol burner. I'm going to have a quick latte. I think I left some down here. Yeah, got some lattes down here. No, I didn't. That's tea bags. Oh, that's not good, is it? Nice ropey old latte there. Brilliant. Right, I'm going to have a latte. So I thought I'd just give you a real quick tour of the boat. Next one, hopefully, will be going out. But, well, I say next one because I'm going to be doing some other bits and pieces, pottering around down here. Getting a lot more involved in the club where I'm at as well. Might do a little bit of work on the boat. We need to clean it up. Ideally, I want to clean it up before I take it out. Yeah, next video I won't be taking it out. It'll be doing some other bits down here. So let me know if there's anything else you want to see, anything else you think I might have missed. I know I covered quite a bit last time, but thanks very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. And that's where I fell in the river, and I don't want to be doing that.